So in this video, we're going to be going over some new changes to some weapons that have just been released in the new patch notes, and we're going to be going over the patch notes in this video. If you enjoy weapon stat breakdowns, weapon comparisons, and overall tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers, and click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our second channel. We do post extra content over there as well. And we're going to quickly just run through these patch notes. There's not a lot to cover, but we'll go over it pretty quickly. And then we will be doing some testing later on today to see if much has changed on these weapons, and we'll obviously put that video out as well. But when it comes to some mode changes, they've got Iron Trials, they've added Specialist Token to the buy stations. Supply run discounts are now 50%, and loadout drops, and they've just changed kind of like overall kind of what the percentage is of the value of items when you buy them. So that isn't like a huge change. I do know Iron Trials is a very, very popular mode. I do like it myself as well. And the addition of Specialist will make it more fun in my opinion. Contracts, they've changed the way contracts work as well. Gulag, light machine guns, except the RPD and tactical rifles have been removed from Gulag loadouts. Melee, this is a big one. I don't know if this just applies to Iron Trials or if this applies across the board, but weapons will no longer deal more than 120 damage per melee hit. Honestly, I don't think melee hits should do that much damage in the first place. I think they should do bare, like maximum, I think should be like 50 damage. 120 is like ridiculous. Anyway, moving on, we've got some loot changes as well, and I do feel like this is just for Iron Trials. Armor satchels, gas masks, and self revives have been reduced, and they've changed the attachments on the Bullfrog and the XM4 for ground loot. Bug fixes, they've got a quick couple of bug fixes right in here as well, and then we've got some of the weapon adjustments. Now for submachine guns, we've got the Bullfrog. They've made the ADS a bit slower by 9%. Not going to be massive, but definitely a change because this is going to be a gun that is quite popular right now. Movement speed by 1%, not a massive change at all. ADS movement speed by 2%, again, not a massive change. The Gallows Shotgun has been nerfed finally. So the Gallows Shotgun, the maximum range has been decreased from 4.5 to 3.5, which is really good. The second damage range has been dropped down from 8.1 to 5.5. So that means you're only going to get that 3-hit kill below 5.5 meters. So if you try to use it farther than that, it's going to be completely useless now, which is good. So that means shotguns are only useful below 5 meters. And then the third damage drop off point, which doesn't really matter too much. So I do think this is a good change overall for the Gallows Shotgun. They never really changed the damage of the weapon. They've just changed the damage range of the weapon, so it's just no longer practical in like medium range, for example. Then we've got the KRIG. So this is some attachment changes. So for the barrels, basically what they've done is they've increased how much they help with recoil by about 1%. Not a massive change, but definitely enough change to help out with certain weapons. So like I said, the KRIG, since they nerfed the overall recoil of this weapon, the attachments now do a little bit more in terms of helping you with that recoil, so getting back to the way the old KRIG was before. Again, I don't think that's going to make this gun any more viable because they did nerf the damage overall of this weapon quite hard too. Cold War AK, they have nerfed how the attachments help with recoil. So opposite to what they did with the KRIG, where it helps by 1%, basically they've made it help less by 1%. So again, not a massive change, but people might notice it a little bit in game, but I don't think it's going to stop people using the Cold War AK because it is a pretty good weapon right now. Then the XM4 for Cold War, and again they did the very similar thing to what they did with the AK. So essentially they've increased the recoil when you put on certain attachments by about 1%. Now it's not a huge change, but it just means that those attachments don't help out as much as they did before. And overall, I do think this is a pretty good update. I mean, it's not a massive change to any of these weapons besides the Gallo pretty much. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, click that link in the description down below and subscribe to our second channel. We do post extra content over there as well. And thank you very much for watching.